ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to, on behalf of the officers, ratings, and civilian staff of the Nigerian Navy, respectfully welcome our special guest of honor, Mr. President and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, President Muhammadu Buhari, Grand Commander of the Federal Republic, and other distinguished guests to the commissioning ceremony and induction of recently acquired platforms into the Nigerian Navy fleet. We are delighted to have Mr. President in our midst despite the short notice. Thank you, sir. Also, we appreciate all our invited guests. I am glad to state that today's event marks another milestone in the history of the Nigerian Navy as we gather to witness the commissioning ceremony of some recently acquired inshore patrol crafts and fast patrol boats of various categories, as well as the commissioning of the locally constructed Seaworld Defense Boat 3 and the keel laying ceremony for Seaworld Defense Boats 4 and 5. The special guest of honor, sir, I am delighted to notify that the Naval Dockyard Limited SDB project, which started in 2007, has yielded substantial reward with the completion of the third Seaworld Defense boat. Thus, in line with my vision, which is to leverage on all factors of national location, technology, training, teamwork, and synergy to re-energize the Nigerian Navy as a well-motivated and ready naval force in the discharge of her constitutional mandate, the service intends to raise the bar by embarking on the construction of 2 Seaworld Defense boats. Evidently, the experience garnered so far, the Naval Dockyard Limited is adequately poised to take on this challenge and in pursuit of the federal government of Nigeria's local content development effort. The Nigerian Navy, therefore, avails itself of this unique opportunity to humbly request Mr. President to lay the keel for the commencement of the construction of Seaworld Defense Boats 4 and 5. I reassure that with your continued support to the Nigerian Navy, these vessels shall be delivered as scheduled. Notably, one of the ships to be commissioned today, the hydrographic ship NNS Lana, was received from her maiden voyage from France to Nigeria on 17th May this year. NNS Lana will be involved in the hydrographic survey of our territorial waters towards ensuring safety of navigation within our waterways, while SDB-3 inshore patrol crafts and fast patrol boats, namely NNS Aba, NNS Kano, NNS Ikene, NNS Sokoto, and NNS Oshun, will be deployed for surveillance and patrol duties within our waters. These efforts are geared towards enhancing the performance of our constitutional role regarding hydrographic survey and policing of our waters. Invariably, the induction of these platforms into the Nigerian Navy fleet will lead to further decline in criminal activities in our maritime domain. I will like to assure you all that these assets will be adequately maintained to sustain our maritime security operations. The guests of honor, sir, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, I wish to reiterate that the Nigerian Navy will continue to imbibe the realities of our national imperatives and apply the most optimal policies and strategies in addressing the security challenges in our maritime domain, including the Gulf of Guinea. To this end, our platforms will be deployed in line with the Nigerian Navy's trinity of actions, concept of maritime security, to deny criminal elements freedom of action. Permit me to also state that the Nigerian Navy remains committed to a robust collaborative engagement with other maritime stakeholders in enhancing the performance of the nation's ports, and that shipping activities along our sea lanes of communication, including activities along the inland waterways, are not hindered in any way. May I therefore use this occasion to once again solicit for the sustenance of the cooperation among maritime and security stakeholders operating in our maritime domain. Before concluding, let me emphasize that the commissioning of the SDB-3, NNS, OG, and others today is a manifestation of the federal government's commitment to maintaining a well-equipped Navy that Nigerians would be proud of. Therefore, I wish to once again sincerely thank Mr. President, Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces, for his tremendous support to the Nigerian Navy. Thank you, sir. May I also reaffirm our unflinching and unalloyed loyalty to the government and good people of our great nation. Let me further seize this opportunity to thank those that have contributed in one way or the other to make this dream a reality. I sincerely appreciate all your efforts and contributions, and may the Almighty God bless and reward you accordingly. Finally, to all our distinguished invited guests, we are aware of the sacrifices you have made to grace this occasion. I am very grateful. Thank you. God bless you all, and onward together. Thank you.
Please may we give the Chief of the Naval Staff, Vice Admiral A.Z. Gambo, another resounding round of applause. That was a welcome address by our host, the Chief of the Naval Staff. Now the Chief of the Naval Staff shall be on hand to read the commissioning warrant to the commanding officers of the new ships, and thereafter hand them the warrant. Commanding officers of the new ships, take post. At this juncture, may I now humbly invite the Flag Officer Commanding Western Naval Command, Rear Admiral B.J. Gbassa, to join and assist the Chief of the Naval Staff to perform the function of handing over the commissioning warrants to the various commanding officers. The Flag Officer Commanding, sir. That was a reading of the commissioning warrant by the Chief of the Naval Staff, and he has required that they implement the orders with dispatch and bring to his notice any complaints as may arise in the course of their duties. The Chief of the Naval Staff will now hand over the commissioning warrants to the commanding officers of the various ships, starting with the commanding officer of Nigerian Navy ship Lano, Captain A.B. Mahmood. Captain A.B. Mahmood is a member of 48 regular course. He has a Master of Science degree in Oceanography and Hydrography, as well as a Master in International Affairs and Defense Studies. Captain M.T. Suleiman is a member of 49 regular course. He has a Master's degree in Environmental Management from Coventry University, United Kingdom, in 2007. He was a commanding officer, Navigation and Direction School, Nigerian Navy ship Kura, before his appointment as commanding officer, Nigerian Navy ship Ikene. Next is Commander A.K. Egwaton. Commander A.K. Egwaton is a commanding officer of Nigerian Navy ship Kano and is a member of 51st Regular Course. He has a Master's degree in Maritime Administration and Management from the University of Lagos, and he was one time the executive officer of Nigerian Navy ship Prosperity, Nigerian Navy's training ship, before his appointment as commanding officer of Nigerian Navy ship Kano. Next is Commander O.A. Adewale, commanding officer of Nigerian Navy ship Sokoto. Commander Adewale is a member of 53rd Regular Course and was commissioned into the Nigerian Navy in 2006 and holds a Bachelor of Science degree in Computer Science. The senior officer was one-time executive officer of Nigerian Navy ship Unguru before his appointment as commanding officer, Nigerian Navy ship Sokoto. Next is Commander U.B. Ibrahim. Commander U.B. Ibrahim is commanding officer of Nigerian Navy ship Aba. a member of 53rd regular course. He holds a Bachelor of Science degree in Geography, a Master's of Science degree in War Studies from a National Defense University in Islamabad. The officer was a military liaison officer at the United Nations mission in South Sudan before his appointment as the commanding officer of Nigerian Navy ship Aba. And finally, the commanding officer of the locally constructed vessel, the third in the series of the Seaworld Defense Boat Project, christened Nigerian Navy ship OG, Commander A.O. Alemongwa. A member of 53rd regular course, he holds a Bachelor of Engineering degree in Civil Engineering. He holds the awards of Forces Service Star and Past Staff Course. He also holds a Master's in International Affairs and Defense Studies. Please, a round of applause as our host, the Chief of the Naval Staffs, rejoin all the distinguished invited guests. It is on this note that once again, I most respectfully and humbly request the Chief and the aforementioned dignitaries to join the special guest of honor to unveil the ship's names. This is Chief of the Naval Staff, sir. The ship, which is 43 meters in length, is a modern speed displacement vessel having an optimal U-bottom hull shape and purpose-built to the rules and classification of the Bureau Veritas. The design draught and width is 1.8 meters and 7.5 meters respectively. It is optimized for patrol, pursuit, and interception duties. The bridge has ample space for the commanding officer, the navigation officer, communications and weapons specialist, and spaces for control and monitoring equipment. The bridge offers an optimal visibility while navigating. Very eminent, distinguished, invited guests, ladies and gentlemen, the Nigerian Navy has so far built 3 Seaworld Defense boats, 1 tugboat and 1 ferry for the Nigerian Navy. The Nigerian Navy continues to maintain and refit ships for the wider maritime industry and sister agencies such as the Nigerian Port Authority and the Nigerian Maritime Administration and Safety Agency as part of our contributions to nation building. The Seaworld Defense Boat has the following specifications. The whole superstructure on the bridge is made with high tensile strip steel. Its full displacement is 214 tons and has a crew of 36 with an endurance of 12 days. Its maximum speed is 20 knots, while its cruising speed is 12 knots. It is equipped with 2 Caterpillar engines and 2 generators, as well as life-saving and safety equipment. The special guest of honor, having inspected the helicopter, is now proceeding to sign on the key plates for the Seaworld Defense Boat 4 and Seaworld Defense Boat 5, which will be built concurrently at this venue, the Naval Dockyard Limited, by Nigerian Navy Engineers. Our eminent distinguished invited guests, ladies and gentlemen, it is gratifying to note that in 2016, His Excellency Mr. President was on hand to sign on the keel of the newly commissioned Civil Defense Boat 3 Christian Nigerian Navy ship OG, which has just been commissioned, making him the first Nigerian leader to lay the keel of an indigenously constructed vessel and being honored to commission it on completion of its construction. Please, a round of applause for the special guest of honor for today's event, His Excellency Mr. President, Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
Please sit down. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, it's given me great pleasure to be here today to witness the commissioning ceremony of some recently acquired platforms, as well as commissioning of the indigenously constructed Seaworld Defense Boat 3 and the keel laying ceremony for the construction of Boat 4 and Boat 5. It is gratifying to see that this array of platforms would shortly be inducted in the inventory of the Nigerian Navy fleet. This would no doubt boost the capability of the Navy in securing Nigerian maritime domain. The significance of the commissioning of these platforms today cannot be overemphasized. I am also delighted to note that one of the ships to be commissioned today, Nigerian Navy ship OG, which is a seaworld defense boat, is the third of its series to be locally built at the Naval Dockyard Limited, Lagos, solely by our Navy engineers. I commend the Navy's effort at maintaining a steady course in its drive for local content development, which is in tandem with the philosophy of our administration. Furthermore, the federal government's commitment to properly equip the Navy with the right mix of platforms has seen the service take delivery of Nigerian Navy ship Lana in May this year from France. I commend the business defendability of Mrs. Oshia Shipyard, France, the builders of our Navy's first ever purpose-built offshore survey vessel, for a conclusive and successful execution of the contract. Local partners should share in this commendation for their efforts at local facilitation as outlined in the government's local content policy. The federal government is aware of the Navy's dedication towards ensuring the security of the vast oil and gas industry in the nation's maritime environment, as well as our sea lanes of communications. Given our present high dependence on oil and gas revenues, the Navy is undeniably a major contributor to the economic well-being of our country. Arrests of those involved in illegalities have yielded results, as some pirates, illegal bunkering syndicates, pipeline bundles, and other miscreants have been convicted during this year. Such successes were made possible through the enforcement of our new Anti-Piracy Law on Suppression of Piracy and Other Maritime Offences Act 2019. Furthermore, the provision of the new policy directives by the current administration of the Navy codified in such documents as the Nigerian Navy Strategic Plan 2021 to 2030, the Chief of Naval Staff Strategic Directive 2021 to 2025, and the Total Spectrum Maritime Strategy have given the service credible guidelines and leverage for improved operational efficiency. I therefore commend the Navy's efforts in the fight against maritime crimes in the Gulf of Guinea region. Again, I congratulate our Navy under the able leadership of Chief Naval Staff Vice Admiral A.Z. Gambo and all the officers, ratings, and civilian staff of the Navy for these remarkable achievements. I hereby commission and induct these platforms into the Nigerian Navy fleet, as well as perform the key laying ceremony for the local construction of Seaworld Defense Boat 4 and Seaworld Defense Boat 5, respectively. I strongly believe that the newly built and recently acquired platforms will greatly bolster the efforts of the service in securing Nigerian maritime environment. Today, as we commission the Nigerian Navy ships Oji, Lana, Kano, Ikene, Aba, Sokoto, and Ocean, I charge all personnel to ensure professionalism is maintained through good use of these platforms. We should note that we are in a critical period where our country is faced with a serious decline in our revenue and the security challenges we are facing. The present realities, therefore, call for prudent resource management, innovativeness, accountability, and careful maintenance. I wish to reiterate that despite these challenges, our administration is very determined to ensure that the Navy is well supported to achieve its statutory responsibilities. Your Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, I thank you all for gracing this occasion. Let me assure you that the government will continue to support the ideals of the Nigerian Navy in the performance of its constitutional duties. God bless the Nigerian Navy. God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Onward together. Thank you very much.